I have some fun waterfall tabs today. I've not really done some. And I also have some fun washi tape stickers from the washi tape shop and all these goodies you see. So let's jump right in. And if you would like to see how the process evolves, keep it right here. What's up everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is my A5 journal and I have some washi tapes. That's all I have out currently. If you notice, no stickers per se. So if you would like to see how I go ahead and do my first actual waterfall tabs, let's get started. These are the washi tapes from Archer and Olive with the penguins, and this was a polar penguin, and this was part of the set that was gifted by Archer and Olive. And I have these 3 wide washi tapes from the washi tape shop, and you can use my code Priya10 for 10% off at both the shops, both the washi tape shop and the Archer and Olive. And I'm having a couple of sticker books, and these are the last set of pages in this A5 journal from the Happy Planner that I'm getting ready for a friend of mine. And I'm going to count a few pages so that we'll have the full waterfall effect. And the full beauty of the waterfall effect and the waterfall tabs don't quite show when it's 2 or 3 pages or just a handful of pages. So you need a few pages. At least I'm having 5 on each side. So that is what is happening. So I'm starting with the very right page and I'm marking how wide that washi tape is. And I'm having this handy dandy paper trimmer, and see how well it houses the dot grid, the A5 one, and it just cuts off right where you want it. And that is from Journal Say along with the scissors. And my code Priya earns you 8% off at Journal Say every time you shop, and it's usually stackable. So I'm going ahead and adding the next waterfall, and that's the 3rd. So I like to alternate between the thin washi tape and the one with the patterns so that all of the details are seen, because if it's just a seamless transition between the tapes, it does not show much. So you need to have some solid color in between. So I end up, these are all washi tapes from Finalizing, and even the blue scalloped one, it's from Finalizing, and the same code Priya10 works for Finalizing as well. And as you can see, this is the last page, and just making sure I have the washi tape straight, of course, and then I'm going ahead and marking it, and then the same process. It's like so convenient with the same, oopsie, there goes an accident. So instead of, I felt that it was thicker, so what I did was I went ahead and used the white scalloped edged washi tape that's from Doodlebug. I'll link all the products I'm using, including all the other products that are not from these shops. Even for the Amazon store, you can pick up those. I do not have a storefront, but I can still link the products for you so that it gets easier for you to spot them. And just getting started with the other side before we get into more decorations. So first things first, same process, and I'm just keeping it very, very symmetrical. And this will be the next set, and the same exact process, and it came together fairly quickly. I must say, I had expected this process to take a bit longer than what happened in reality, but yeah, I have been wanting to do the waterfall tabs because I dived right into Dutch doors. If you have not checked out my Dutch door setups, they are all linked below. I do that in my creative journal and also the daily journal that I use. And that is B5 from Arch and Olive, my daily journal. And the creative journal is all in the square 8x8. So I had to cut off a bit of the page there because it was cut a bit crooked. And that rounding the corners and trimming off the excess from the top. And that is the bottom part all trimmed. And now let's get working on the side or the symmetrical sides, and whatever goes on one side of the page, when you turn them over, you get the exact same thing. So this is the symmetrical aspects that are being done now. And as you can see, once you have the color and the patterns all chosen, I think it comes together fairly quickly, and it's like you get 10 pages here. So as I'm getting these ready for my friend, I'm not sure when I would be meeting her, but whenever I do, I just had to have those ready. So I'm getting these pages ready back to back, and this is a nice way to use a lot of the washi tapes, and these waterfall tabs work really well with the corner rounder because there are no other elements that are sticking out. So it is very, very simple, straightforward, and I'm just making sure I take off all those corners. I don't want any of them getting stuck. And these are some newer wide washi tapes from the washi tape shop. I will be using the Wandering Horizon, the 12 Moments, and the Cupid's Muse. The Cupid's Muse is pre-cut, and the other two are entirely, as you can see, these are really gorgeous wintry scenes. I'm sticking to the winter theme because we have the polar penguins going on. And this is a 12 moment, so you have seasonal scenes. And I'm now pulling from the Wandering Horizon. And I think those will go really well because I need the space to be able to put that down and then have a proper window peeking out. So this would be the Dutch door setup because of course I had to bring in the Dutch doors. And as you can see, I'm just counting the dots, and with the doctorate journal it's quite convenient, and I'm using the grid washi, so I'm trying to see what would make the scene at the back of this pop. So I'm kind of counting the number of dots. I'll have to go ahead and trim a bit after this, but for the most part this should be the frame, the window frame that you can use to peek into that scene. And for this one, I'm using the Fiskars ceramic cutter. And like everything else, like the tweezers or the gyro cut, I have all of that linked. And that washi cutter, I get lots of questions on those. That is from Live Love Posh, and my code Priya10 earns you 10% off when you shop. And from the other side of the Dutch door or the peekaboo window, we have the Wandering Horizon, and I'm going with this scene, this mountain scene, and that was the last sticker on there. And again, I can't really use it on smaller areas, smaller journals. I mean, we could, but I would have to cut off a lot of the gorgeous details on there. And see how quick and simple that comes together. And I would call this like an intermediate difficulty when it comes to the Dutch doors. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not using the stickers that can be used sometime else, but there is a lot of repetition between the different scenes you have in each of these washi tapes, and it's nice and wide, so you can trim it to any particular size. You can have a punch and punch it out and use it in smaller circles or other shapes. That's totally up to you. And I also would like to bring in this Cupid's Muse, which was the mountain, more like a romantic setting, but I still wanted to bring that in. I mean, the couple could hang out outside also, right? So I have that, and I'm bringing in the shapes and boxes, and this is a newer sticker book from Planything, and my code Priya10 earns you 10% off at Planything, and it's usually stackable. And I'm bringing some older functional boxes also. Yeah, that guy needs to be a bit more higher. And do we need any other elements? I don't think so, because these stickers in itself are really gorgeous. So I'm trying to also bring in this winter allure from Live Love Posh, because I thought I wanted to bring some more of the wintry goodness, but I just don't want the couples to be sitting outside and freezing their backsides. So I'm using some of these snow flurries from Live Love Posh just to bring in some of those colors and the balance that everybody talks about. I mean, I don't say it is quite fully balanced, but we could try. And these colors are so perfect because we have the penguins, and I'm also bringing in this set of stickers from the Archer and Olive that was part of the Polar Penguin. I'm not sure if all of these are still available, but I think I would love to bring some of those polar friends, because we do have some of those right there, and making sure it is sitting nice and snug against the spine. And that's another way to make sure that it does not add a lot of bulk. So let's bring in some snowy wintry trees, and I don't want it to be exactly symmetrical, so that's why I had to kind of place it slightly different. And layering some more boxes now, and I love how soft and simple those boxes are, yet they bring in a pop of color. So let's try and bring some of those fun elements as well. And on to the Wandering Horizon, and I had spotted this guy who has a snow-capped mountain in the back. And just make sure you cut off just at the surface, so that way you can make sure that the backing is intact, so that you don't have to worry about the other elements falling off, or something to hold the sticker in place or the washi tape in place. You don't have to worry about all that. The backing is still there, and the washi tape still flows seamlessly towards the end. So now let's make one more of those windows, and that's my kneaded eraser. I've been using it for a while now. It was in my stash, and it's really convenient when you don't have those eraser dust or those eraser flakes that comes out when you erase. So that is the next window. And we'll go ahead and cut using the washi cutter, because that's nice and compact. So that is the next window. And who do we have for the other side? And it is interesting that I had not noticed when I was doing it, but when I was taking the pictures, I noticed that there is this lady who is sitting in her living room, and she seems to be having some winter landscape in her background, and yet she could be looking at the guy who is herding the sheep. I believe it's the sheep, and yeah, it could be that. You could pretend that there's a whole story behind both of these, which I'm not getting into, but you could, right? You could interpret it that way. Or it could be something she was thinking about, or she's just looking at her friend who is outside freezing. And that would be our Cupid's Muse. You will get to see more of this being used because this is the Valentine's collection and this is still available. And because it's pre-cut, how much more easier can it get? And I love the matte finish with the washi tapes. So I don't like when these stickers turn to be glossy and shiny, and it takes away from the actual beauty of the stickers. And that is the next set of boxes. And as you see, we brought in a few shops here, a handful of shops. And let me know in the comments if you have tried waterfall tabs. I think we are pretty much done. And please come follow me on Instagram. I'll have all their details down in the description. And I'm going ahead and adding some decorative elements towards the edges of the boxes so that they will actually pop. And I'm using my Pigma Micron. And that I believe that's a size 01. And please find all the shops and codes and everything down in the description. And please check out the other Dutch doors and fun setups I have on my channel. And if you like today's video, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the future videos. And thank you to everyone who are regularly tuning in and sharing your love for all the creative things that I do. And thank you so much for all the love and support. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.